Hi there everyone and welcome to the ukestuff channel. Today I just want to do a quick follow-up on the Koa Kalane Ukulele that was sent to me for review, as well as the second one that was sent to me to give to a student, which did happen. And with this one, it's been with me here in a Wisconsin/Minnesota winter all winter long, and I wanted to give you an update on how this instrument did. Now, there is one really large story about someone buying a Koa Kalane in Hawaii, where they used to sell them at a Kmart, believe it or not. Kmart is now closed, but they bought it at Kmart, brought it back to the United States, and the neck warped. And then they just, I don't know what they did with the instrument. It was never made clear if they reached out to Koa Kalane with an issue or anything like that. But that story is out there on the internet in a couple of places, at least where I look for information. So I want to follow up on that and say, did the neck warp? Were there any problems? So let's take a look. They've changed their bag a little bit. So they have just recently sent me a couple more Koa Kalanes, and I figured I would let you see how the previous one did. The new ones, however, do not have this embroidery in it. What they're doing here is selling a pretty amazing instrument for a low amount of money. This is the long neck soprano. That's the one that I decided to keep. What you hear inside of it is not a problem. It's part of my humidity plan. So what I do is I drill test tubes. This is a 50 milliliter test tube. Fill them, drill them with holes, and I sort of have a jig that I use, and I drill holes into it. Then I fill it to a point with some water beads, and then soak that and leave that in the bag. That's insurance. That's what I call my insurance. And then I've been putting one or two smaller test tubes in the sound hole. So I'll fish these out. Yeah, this can be a nuisance to have to fish out, and I'm actually working on designing a humidifier on my 3D printer that I can then store in an ukulele. So there's one, and this one is dried out. We're reaching spring where the humidity is going back up, so I don't need to refill it. So there's that one. This one was with me at school earlier this week, and these were not that dry, so they dried out a little further. And there's the second. So I keep two of those inside and one in the bag, and then that allows me to go about 2 weeks between refills, which works out pretty well. Then you're not feeling like you have to fill them all the time. Experience with Koa Kalane is that there were some sharp fret ends that I had to file away, but since I've kept the ukulele humidified, there is no more problems with additional sharp fret ends. So as you can see, there is no cracking at all on the instrument. This one did have a little area where it looks like there had been a sticker or something even when it was originally unpacked, but no problems with splitting of the wood because it's been humidified. And how about the neck? Did the neck warp? Well, here's a metal straight edge, straight across, perfectly straight, no issues whatsoever. So I think really the moral of the story here is that that person that wrote the story about bringing the Koa Kalane back from Hawaii to the United States didn't humidify a solid wood ukulele like they should have. I think that's really the moral of the story, is if you have a solid wood ukulele and you live in an area where the humidity goes below 40 or above 60, below 40 you need to humidify, above 60 you might need the dehumidify. If you're not doing that, expect your ukulele to sort of suffer the consequences. Now, could there be an oddity? Sure. Now, could there be a strange occurrence where a neck warps, the wood warps? Well, if you've ever worked with wood, sometimes wood has a mind of its own too, so that can happen. But for the most part, the way that they build these things, that probably won't happen. So, let me just show you. Still sounds great. Yeah, and any partial or things that sound like buzzing is just because I'm not putting my fingers quite in the right spot. I'm playing 5 or 6 different ukuleles all the time, and sometimes I just misposition it. Can I recommend this? Absolutely. Does it stay a recommended ukulele? Absolutely. And this concert neck, long neck soprano, again, that shape of that neck is amazing. That's basically worth the instrument alone. Not to mention it's solid acacia, beautiful solid acacia, sounds great, works great as an ukulele. All right, so that's the update. How did the Koa Kalane do over the Wisconsin-Minnesota winter? Well, with a little bit of care, with some humidification, and even your own homemade solution, just fine. All right, thanks for watching the channel. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll be back soon with some more uke stuff for you.